Hey guys, and welcome to Astrology Breakdown right here on My Psychic Connection. I hope everybody is having a wonderful night, has those astrology questions up and ready to go. But astrology night wouldn't be a great night without my co host. How's it going, Squirrel?
Good, mostly.
I hear ya. I hear ya. There's a lot going on in the sky today. It's been going
Yeah.
on quite a bit for a few days now.
Oh yeah, it's been hitting me.
Oh yeah, it's been hitting hard for everybody, and I've been trying to tell everybody, watch the skies, get those answers from the sky. You know, we need to be paying attention to that because that is very, very, very important. It could tell you why you lose translation of thought, or you feel anxiety, or you feel all these different emotions that come from these different signs where the moon phases are at, what's going on with your communication planet, which is Mercury, which we're going to get into today. So
Oh God, yeah. Didn't you send me to bed last night because I couldn't speak a full sentence?
this is true. These are facts. I'm like, you just go to bed. Just go to bed. You're done. You're done. These are facts. These are facts.
How
But
is that Mercury?
and this, was it this morning or was it yesterday morning? I believe it was yesterday morning. I was like, I need to call her.
Are you okay? I was like,
I'm like,
good.
are
I hope
you
I'm not worried.
good? Are you good? Everything all right? Something's not right here. Now, with that full moon that was in Virgo, guys, you know, I got 4 planets in Virgo. Love me some Virgo energy, but it is a full moon. So that means the illumination of the sun was fully direct on that Virgo moon, which was on the wrong side of Pisces.
Oh,
It was on the wrong side of Pisces.
well,
So,
I really think that the problem was that Pisces stellium. There was so much energy in
uh,
Pisces that that Virgo moon just said, you
well,
know.
poor Libra, poor Libra comes in right after Virgo. So Libra's trying to make balance of what the hell just happened. And it
Libra,
doesn't know because it's being also controlled by a ton of that Pisces energy, which I do feel like the Pisces is trying to turn back into the good, the stronger side of Pisces. Because a lot of people say Pisces are weak, Pisces are weak. I hear it all the time. Pisces are weak. They can't tell their ass from a hole in the ground. That is a confused Pisces on the wrong day. You're meeting your Pisces on the wrong day. They're not all like that because I tell people all the time, Pisces is the fish. What is the Jesus was the fish. That's the representation. It's the age of Pisces. It's Pisces.
Jesus was Pisces.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. It's like Pisces can be good as well, but they are misunderstood. Hence that story. Completely misunderstood.
The like so it's the twin fish. Like they're
Mm-hmm.
like I can't do
Facing
it. They're like
tails.
facing away from each other and they're tied together by that string. And we used to joke in class, good fish, bad fish, good fish, bad fish.
Karina says, hi there, Squirrel. Wishing you a fun evening and sending lots of hearts.
Oh,
It says,
thank you.
hi, Joni, wishing you a fun night too. I forgot earlier that it was the astrology show. Yeah, the reading show is tomorrow at 10 p.m. If you guys want to get a reading with Squirrel on tarot or whatever else she pulls out. She's got a lot of tricks up her sleeve. So, guys, make sure you're checking out her show, 10 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays, which, by the way, guys, the 10 p.m. show for Whispers of the Forest's last episode on Wednesdays is tomorrow when it switches to Tuesdays at 10 p.m. Uh, starting next week. So, little time switch around, but we got another show that goes in the 10 o'clock slot on a Wednesday. So, don't worry, you ain't going to be missing out on nothing.
Do not miss that show.
Nope, it is one of your favorite shows. That is
It's
one of
my
your favorite.
favorite. It is my absolute favorite show on the network. I love everybody's show, but I love that Into the Shadows of Dreams because I learned so much. I don't know about dreams, so every episode I'm learning something new, and it just blows my mind the way you're able to. You and Kay are so amazing at breaking it down to where we understand what the heck is going through our subconscious in our dreams. It's amazing.
It's something that I started off with when I was younger. Like that was my very first. Um, I would say it was one of my very first gifts that I remember doing because you hear stories from when you're younger and you hear those from other people, but me particularly, I don't remember those incidences. So I like to go at time frames where I, as the person, remember, not what I've been told, because
Yeah.
it feels more authentic to me. Not that I don't believe what everybody has told me. I'm sure my mom and my grandmother are not fibbing to me, but I like to go by me. Like that's why I don't trust. Not that I don't trust other people's readings. I don't go by their readings. I'll go by what I see because I can't speak for that person. I can't put words in their mouth. So
Ooh. And I just had an epiphany. What a great night to start because next Wednesday night we'll still have 4 planets in Pisces. We'll have a full Pisces stellium, and Pisces rules that subconscious, the dreaming.
yes.
Well, oh, yeah.
Oh,
It's going to be on fire.
Amanda says I needed to stop this spacing out late again. Late again. Hi, lovely people. Hey, girl. All right. So
Mhm.
we're going to be diving deep in some things going on here and what is happening in our time, in our space, what is happening with the stars. As Squirrel was just saying about next week with the 4 in Pisces, she's going to talk about what's happening this week before we dive deeper into what's happening in the weeks ahead. So, without further ado, Squirrel, take it away.
Okay, so today it's very intense. If you guys are feeling an intenseness of emotion, feeling like boundaries are being broken and feeling like you want to enforce those boundaries, but you don't know how, there's a reason for it. And we're even going to tell you what to use to help enforce those boundaries, okay? So right now we have I'll break it down in little pieces. We have a full stellium with Aquarius in Pluto, Mars, and Venus. So the stellium again is 3 planets, 3 or more planets in the same sign. And with Pluto, Mars and Aquarius are 2 of our most personal signs, those closest to us. So you're definitely being able to feel some logic, to feel some researchability. So if you hear something and that Pisces energy is taking over, research it. Do your homework. It's not necessarily always on the internet, but ask questions of the people you're hearing from to be able to catch what is real and what is not real. So we do have that going for us. But then we have Mercury, the Sun, Saturn, and Neptune in Pisces. Now, ooh, that's a tough one. So, because not only are Okay, Mercury, the sun, those are two of our closest. Those are our thought processes and our core energy, our core way of being, how we act. So that's the energy in the sky. That's not going to become our energy. That's going to affect our energy. They are only 1 degree away from each other in what's called a conjunct, which means they're so close to each other, they're amplifying each other. So we've got the Pisces sun amplifying the Pisces Mercury. And then the sun and Saturn, which is our limitations, our responsibilities, our little boxes, they're not only conjunct, amplifying each other, but they're the same exact degree right now. So it's like super freaking Pisces, like, oh my God. And that is the good qualities of that are, your creativity may be at an all-time high, and you may be trying to break those limitations with that Aquarius energy, or it could mean that you're all over the place and don't know what the hell is going on. If you have a strong Mercury, because Mercury in Pisces has at its fall and detriment. What that means is Mercury hates being in Pisces. It would rather be anywhere else. And if you're not used to that Pisces thought process and it's coming at you from all different directions, you may not even be able to speak complete sentences. Yesterday was really bad for me. And hidden within the shadows, Amanda says, my accuse a lot going on making my mind need to escape for a bit. That's another big thing about Pisces is it's very big on escapism. Those are your escape artists. And Lexi says, no, sorry I'm late. Hi, Squirrel. Hi, Lexi. I'm glad you're here. Hi, Tara. Hi, Raiden. Raiden James Swan says, hey there. It's good to see you. Oh, thank you. He said, I love your hair. Thank you. And Karina says, okay, that made sense. And holy cow. Yeah, that's a really strong. Not only is it four four planets in Pisces. Three of them are in bed with each other. Oh my God, it's really, really tough. Then there's this great big square between Aquarius and Taurus, between the Merc, the see, I can't speak.
Beep,
I'm
dip, a dip, a dip.
you guys bear with me. For between Mars in Aquarius to both Jupiter in Taurus and Uranus in Taurus. So we got the Great Expander and Planet Crazy, both in Earth, fighting or forming a square, a challenge with our Mars, our ambition, our temper. If you've been losing your temper, there's the reason. And I have to tell you, my even keel has been wonked out. I am not on my beautiful keel.
No tolerance for disrespect and
None.
no tolerance for um, trying to be proven wrong when you know you're correct. So
Yeah.
you're going to find that you're going to want to speak your your voice. You're going to want to open that up. I totally agree with you there. And Tara says, "I'm glad that I caught you guys." And this is what I found interesting. How do us Aries fare? Well, Aries are very fiery, so it's gonna be
Ooh.
hard for you to hold back a tongue for sure.
The cool thing is, okay, so Pisces, all that Pisces energy. And the way I learned it is every sign is a complete and opposite reaction to the sign that came before it. And Aries comes right after Pisces. So Aries is the answer to Pisces energy, but it's all up in your Kool-Aid. He says, thanks, Ryan. It's all up in your Kool-Aid, and your temper and your understanding of things right now is just like,
Lexi says it explains why I've been going off on everyone this week. So remember, when we're going through things like this, where we're loose tongued and we're just spitting it out, there's always a consequence to what we put out there. So be prepared for what you say. Do I stand my ground with what I say? or am I going to backtrack? Now, backtracking is going to be bad for you. I'm going to tell you that right now. You stood your ground for a reason. This stellium, this energy, everything that was just thrown out of us, the way that we're spitting words out like word vomit, needed to happen. It needed to, because what is happening is we're allowing things to slip by us, or we're just holding our tongues and they're festering. So every
Yeah.
now and then, when we're not ready to cut loose and just let someone have it, the universe is like, they need it, cut it, cut the cords, let it happen, get it off their chest now, because they're not going to do it, and it's going to become another black hole within them, and it will
Mm.
consume you.
It will. It will. Mine was consuming me. And the beauty here is we do have that stellium in Aquarius, 3 planets in Aquarius, Venus in Aquarius, how we love. If you love the person that you're about to explode on, you can use that Aquarius energy to do the research, to put the words in order, um, to communicate it as logically and as unemotionally as you can. That's going to still be difficult with that Pisces energy, but we do have that beautiful Libra moon right now, and that Libra is all about eloquence, and the moon is all about our deepest needs. So if you're going to explode on somebody, do it in a really classy way and do your research. Don't just say da, 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 da. Make sure you got something to back up your accusations or your argument. Because if you've got facts to back up your argument, doesn't matter how emotional you get, you're still going to make your point. Okay.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you on that. You're still going to make your point, but if you can do it eloquently, I can't even say it now. Um,
Look at Mercury and
but
Pisces.
um, but yeah, we need to remember that we have that energy to back it up afterwards. So make sure whatever you're saying now, everything that you are going forward with, that you can back yourself up. It's not a time for you to back down. What has come out has needed to. Don't backtrack, because what you just let loose will be brought back, and that hole will begin. So that black hole
Yeah.
that you just let go of, you'll take it right back in, and it won't be until we get another opportunity like this one to really let it out, or the next time it comes out, it's going to be worse than it was the first time.
Oh gosh, yeah,
And it
yeah.
usually is.
If you don't use the energy that's provided to you, now you won't. You how do I put this? There are all constantly opportunities with what's going on in the sky, opportunities to do something better, opportunities to stand back, beautiful opportunities. And Hidden Within Shadow says, my chart is full of Libra, 5 planets. That's a lot.
Uh, Amanda, that actually explains a lot, and we'll have to go into that a little bit later. But
Yeah.
that does explain a lot. That now that you've mentioned that, that's uh, I want to say it's healthy, but it's not. It's not. But there's a way to
It's
find
hard.
balance. There's a way to find balance, but you've got to find a way not to trick yourself, but to recognize things about yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And other things in your chart that give you strength to overcome. Oh,
Uh, Here's something funny. I used to resonate very much with Aries, but nor I align with the Chinese zodiac goat a lot more, maybe because of
Taoism. Is that the
yeah,
way to say that?
I want to say it. I was saying it in my head. Taoism, Taoism.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Um,
And that,
the, the thing about that is that you're not made of one sign only. You're multiple signs create. He put yep, so I guess we got that right. Taoism, yes. Okay, so we are not made of one sign. So you have a rising sign, which Squirrel could tell you before we were reading our sun signs, we would be read by our rising sign. This is what the world sees us as. They see a lot of those traits. A lot of people wouldn't recognize me as a Cancer based off the traits. I have them, they are visible, but you've got to be very close to me to see those Cancer traits. You'll see that Sagittarius energy a lot more than you would the Cancer traits if you just know me, let's say, through here, because they don't shine the way they shine to everybody else. You have to be in my inner circle, which is the sun is. So we are built by many different signs. I have 4 planets in Virgo. That plays a tribute to what who I am and how I think. I've got planets in Scorpio. I've got planets in uh, other signs I can't think off the top of my head right now. All of a sudden, I went blank. But
Gemini.
yeah, Gemini, and I don't recognize myself in the same way. Each one of us are unique, but we're all unique. So I'm a unique Cancer. I am very driven. I don't lead with my emotions. I think very logically, and I can cut somebody. Well, that's a Cancer trait. I can cut somebody out in the drop of a hat. But
Uh-huh.
that is a Cancer trait.
That
But
is
it's also
such a Cancer
something a
trait.
Virgo can do as well. Um, so that energy to me is a little piece amplifies something that's better that maybe not recognized by others. So there's a trait and a Cancer sign that Virgo brings out in me that's even makes it stronger. It makes me have compassion rather than just thinking logically or things have to be this way. That Cancer side of me is like, no, with this, take in their emotions. How are they feeling? How does that? So it actually it smooths it out for me. It makes more logical sense to me to think in that way of thought. And I've got 4 planets retrograde on top of that. Oh yeah, I got shit going on in my chart.
It wasn't until the 1930s when Princess Margaret was born that the sun, and even after that, like when Princess Margaret was born, her chart was done a full natal chart. And the
Mm-hmm.
newspapers really loved the way the public responded to it. And Raiden says, "Wow, I see." So they and Karina says, I so look forward to having my natal chart done. It's going to blow your mind, Karina. So they had to find a way to make it so that they could reach the entire public. So they settled on the sun sign pre 1930s, which is not that long ago. And Raiden says, "Oh,
It says,
wow,
wow,
dude, you got it sorted."
absolutely.
So, like, say, Journey is a Cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Cancer sun. My husband is a Cancer sun. However, they're two completely different creatures because of the other planets that are in their charts affecting other signs. And then everybody has like a master planet, or yeah, a master planet. I can't remember the word. My brain is that Pisces Mercury is kicking my
Yeah.
ass. But there is like the one planet that is at the best placement in your chart, or the worst, depending,
Mm-hmm.
is stronger than any other planet or energy. And there's a lot of factors that go into it. Is it in detriment? Is it in is it in rulership? My words.
Amanda
Um,
says, have Virgo, Sagittarius, Libra, Scorpio, and Leo in mind. Those can balance each other out, actually.
Wait, let me see that again. She said she had 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 9. I had to see. I was like, wait, that's too many planets.
Roy, Royden says, I wonder a lot about this new. I saw you.
Okay, okay. I'm so
Or
glad you said
the
new
TikTok
Chiron.
astrology.
TikTok astrology. I,
I knew it. I
my
couldn't even get
mom,
it out when I watched you go.
I had to turn away. As an astrologer, I think that is utter freaking bullshit. Okay, first of all, it's a frickin', I almost said the word,
Yeah.
asteroid. There are like billions of asteroids in the asteroid belt. Now, why are you going to pick Chiron and Lilith because you like their names? That is pop astrology. And I'm not yelling at you, Raiden. I promise. It's just I get fired up over Chiron. Fuck Chiron. It does not belong in a chart. Excuse my language. Okay. I'm done. I can't say no more. I will go on a
So
2-hour rant.
so that's no different than us taking the asteroid belt and using all of the asteroids in that, and then go into the Kuiper belt, which has even more in it, and hidden dwarf planets that we don't even recognize as planets. So, I mean, that's just too much in the sky. So what they do is do the ones that are planets, and then you got to think Jupiter has 57 moons, and so does Saturn. Saturn has a ton of moons.
Well,
So you would have to count all those. And then you would have to go to Uranus that has a ton of moons.
like
Mars
24.
has got two.
Okay, let me explain it how I perceive it.
Yeah.
Astrology is nothing but perception. When you have an astrology chart in front of you, it is your perspective of the world. The moment you were born, it's from your perspective, not mine, not Journey's, but yours. And the perspective comes from being on Earth. That's why Earth is not part of the astrological
Yeah.
makeup. So think about it. Back when astrology was born, we did not have telescopes. We could only see what we could see with the naked eye. So the seven original planets, or the seven original aspects of an astrological chart, were what they could see. Now we've got Jupiter and Saturn now, and they were able to see them when they created the technology to be able to see a little further. And now we've got Pluto. Raiden says here in Australia, it was on the radio that it was a new astrology placement. Bullshit. Bullshit. I'm sorry. Whoever put that on, I'm sorry, Raiden.
Yeah. It's well, no, it's your passion. You're passionate about what you've been doing as an astrologer. As I, as an astrologer, do not pick up the that type of energy either. It is not something that's ever caught my attention. It's never anything that's had any significance on any one particular person, because they don't have that type of pull. That energy is just not something that affects us in any way, shape, or form. Unless one of the planets decides to come blasting through there, then yeah, then we might have some problems.
Yeah.
But don't see that. I don't foreseeing that happen anytime soon. So we're good, guys. Um, Last time we had anything catastrophic like that, Mars lost its atmosphere, and that was
But
before us.
it's through our perspective. It's and I do believe that Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus are technological. They have something to do with technology. I don't think, and Raiden says, I have no idea personally. Then I'm really glad you brought it up, because there is a lot of misinformation out there, and people, astrologers, like just suck it up before they even research it. Like it breaks my heart. Astrology should be a science. The reason it's considered a pseudoscience is because of all the new astrology out there that has no research to back it up, no basis to claim it on. And as far as our perspective, if we can't see it without, a NASA telescope, which is fantastic that we have those, but the billions of asteroids, if we use one, we got to use all of them. And could you imagine trying to read a chart with that much stuff on it? It would be impossible. But it's these big planets, the real planets, and poor Pluto gets thrown around like a ball. It's a planet, it's not a planet, it's a planet, it's not a planet. And as an astrologer, I don't feel that there has been enough research to know how it affects us personally. Definitely affects us globally. and definitely affects us generationally. But personally, there's not much there. But for an asteroid, the asteroid belt is a protection. It is one solid, not solid piece, but it is a protection between us and those outer planets. That's why they're called outer planets. They're called impersonal planets because they just give us small impulses and they're all generational. Even Jupiter and Saturn, generational. They are not very personal. So that asteroid belt protects us from those energies. And that's the best way I can put it. I hope that helped.
Says
And
I'm
maybe
with you. I agree now, and thanks for clearing that up. Absolutely,
thank you
absolutely.
so much for bringing that up.
That's a great thing because that's also like when people bring up the fact that there's a 13th zodiac. I'm like, no, there's not. No, there's not. Guess what, guys? Every year there's a 29th day of February. No, there's not. It takes 4 years to get a leap year, which, by the way, is technically tomorrow. Technically, for me, it's the 28th. Technically, technically. For you, it's still a day away. You still got 30 minutes before that happens. But you know what I mean. But we have a 29th day of this month. That is a leap year. That is to catch us up on time missed. That is why we have a leap year. About going around the sun. It's not 365 days. Sometimes it's faster, sometimes it's longer. Just depends on our orbital path. We're blazing through the universe. We are not sitting still. We are going billions of miles an hour through outer space. It's crazy. I love learning all of this stuff. It is like one of my favorite pastimes. Like literally, I will sit and watch and learn and study and research. And I even have my own telescopes here.
The research,
I love the
the
research.
research, because we're going to hear every 5 years, I swear, like clockwork.
Mm-hmm.
"Wow, there's a 13th sign. Twice, twice, NASA has put out a communication saying, no, there are not 13 signs now.
Amanda says, I heard a long time ago we were supposed to have a leap century also. That I have not heard.
I
I have
haven't heard that.
no
Now we got to
information
look
on
it
that.
up.
I know. Here's a new rabbit hole for us to go down.
Thank you,
Hey,
Amanda.
Amanda. There's another 7 o'clock in the morning deal for us. But yeah, I have not heard anything about that, so I can't speak on that. But it is very rare for me not to hear something like that, but it's not impossible. So I will research that for you, Amanda, and we'll get back to you on that. Because here, we're not afraid to say, I don't know, but we'll check it out for you. And we'll tell you what we get because we will get through the foo-foo garbage. Because there's a lot of foo-foo garbage. People be throwing out them powder puffs like, nope. Oh, look. Oh, look. Someone was trying to tell me that the harvest moon was a strawberry moon. I said, absolutely not. It is a harvest moon. Please stop. Or every moon.
Hold on. Hold
And then
on.
I had one girl say, I had a girl tell me one time, she's like, I don't know why they say every once in a blue moon because the moon is blue.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, so the
Ta-da!
strawberry moon is in June, and the
Uh-huh.
harvest moon
Keep going.
is in October.
Uh-huh. When they do the harvest.
Yeah, strawberry moon's in June when strawberries grow.
Roy says, I wonder how much information is actually channeled through a gravitational wave. We are all connected. Exactly. We are all connected. There are the things that happen with Jupiter does affect us. Things that happen with the sun does affect us. Things that happen to Venus, things that happen to Mars. The reason we talk about the more inner planets is because those affect us more on our planet's level. Now, Those generational planets, there's a reason why they're generational planets. Things that happen to those planets take time to get to us.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't have it happen to us all at once. So you've got Pluto going around the sun. It takes 21 years for it to completely get around the sun before it hits its next, sign. So it takes 21 years. We're going to deal with that. So even
Yeah.
after it leaves the one sign and goes into the next, we're still going to be feeling those planets' effects of, like, we're still feeling the effects of the Capricorn in Pluto. We haven't even gotten the Aquarius of Pluto yet. It's coming though. It's coming. Trust me, I've already started to see a little bit of the signs of it. But okay,
Starting to. And we'll have one more pushback from Capricorn, and then some
push.
changes are coming, but they will take years before we actually are. I hope I'm alive to see that. That's
Amanda says
21 years.
my uncle who was a genius researched it. Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm not sure. Like I said, I can't speak on it because I
Yeah.
don't know. Lexi says I've been going back through the old videos in Journey's fireplace with 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 the crystals all over. Such a vibe. Don't worry, guys, that's coming back. I just haven't had a chance. We just moved into this area, and we're still in between houses and studios. So give me time. It's coming back, guys. It's coming back. Amanda put laughed my ass off and put, wow, that's amazing. So complex. Astrology is very complex.
There are so many moving parts. So many. Like, so when I finished astrology school, where I went, they kind of dropped the ball because it's like, there's your moving parts, get out the door, figure it. And learning how to put it all together was a beast. It was a beast because it's like, okay, I got this part and this part and this part and this part in 72 different parts. How does it work? It was scary.
And wait, guys, we've heard about us going over to Mars and starting to colonize Mars. When Mars becomes colonized and the person who starts the astrology from Mars, Earth will now become the planet, and Mars will be eliminated from the Mars perspective of astrology, and Earth will become the planet that no one has ever read.
Do
I
you think I'm too old to go to Mars to be an astrologer?
I don't think so because I mean, if you're going to be here in 2030, they already planned on a colony being there. So, you know, I'm looking forward to see, even if I'm not on Mars, I would still love to be able to see the perspective, as long as it's a real astrologer, to see the
Please,
perspective
God,
of
no
a very
TikTok
beautiful
astrologer.
mind who can do the astrology correctly and show and share with us how their view of astrology is. And I know we're not going to Venus anytime soon. We are not going to Venus anytime soon. It is too hot, it is too miserable, and it just turns too slow. But to learn what that would be from that perspective, because remember, once upon a time, these were Earth like planets before Mars lost its atmosphere and Venus was crashed into by another planet the same size.
Just imagine though the research. That would be so exciting.
Amanda says, so cool, let's go.
Y'all be our test subject.
Instead of Mars, maybe they will rename it Elon's planet. Let's keep it Mars. I will always call it Mars. I'm not dissing him, but I would always call it Mars. It's been Mars, and I would love to be able to call those people Martians, just for the hell of it.
But think, okay, okay. Real excited. Let me breathe, squirrel. Elon Musk.
Megan,
Mars is. Oh, Megan.
hey, long
Megan.
time no
Hi.
see. It's been a long time.
I
Sorry, I
miss
had to put her
you.
up. I was just like, wow, it's Megan.
I was happy to see Megan. But Okay, so where was I? Okay, so Mars is the planet of ambition. It's not just the planet of ambition, but that is where our ambition comes. And Lexi says, imagine astrology breakdown live from Mars. Oh, that would be awesome. So,
Beautiful.
what more ambitious creature than Elon Musk? I
Well,
mean, holy crap, he is the epitome of Mars energy. That is so cool to me.
and look at his way of thinking too. Okay, so I know there are people that love him, there are people who dislike him, but look at any person with the brain like that. They are not your everyday folk. They see the world differently. They speak differently. Their visions are so much different. But he had the capability of making his visions come true, as is a lot of geniuses. It was Albert Einstein was one of them.
I'm sorry. I am looking him up.
Looking at
I
his
had to
chart,
go down this rabbit hole.
I knew what you were doing. I knew what you were doing. I was not afraid of you doing that. But he's a brilliant man. Brilliant man.
Journey. Okay, let me make sure this is the right chart because sometimes you get erroneous stuff on
Oh
the
yeah, you
internet.
get the remember, get rid of the foo-foo bunny. You know how we go down a rabbit hole. We check out 13 different pages before we get to the one we like. Or the one that combines everything together to make sense. And then we got yep, amazing. And Lexi says, great brain, but all that money and still can't afford a condom. Hey, you know what? What he feels like he is doing is he's bringing his children, and trust me, they're going to get a lot from him.
Oh,
I
wow.
do believe he was a man that wanted many children. I believe hearing him say that he wanted many children. As far as 13, I do believe he wanted 13 children.
You
So
wanted a
he's
whole
got a
football
good,
team?
he wanted his own football team. He wanted to make this happen, but you've got something. So what do we got? What do you got going on?
Okay, we got Cancer Sun,
Woo,
Cancer
woo!
Mercury conjunct,
That's
and
me.
Cancer Ascendant. Booyah. Scorpio, no, Virgo moon. Virgo has its leg crossed. Scorpio's
Mhm.
got the chaos. Virgo moon. Um, Scorpio Jupiter. He knows how to keep his
Ooh,
secrets.
definitely got there's some family secrets.
Mars in Aquarius. And wow, you share a lot with him, that Venus in Gemini.
Mhm.
His charts just flip-flopped from yours because you've got all your Cancer in your eighth house. He's got his Cancer in the 12th house and the first house.
So that's all visible for everyone to see. His is
Mm-hmm.
very public, where
And
mine is non-public.
that really makes sense with how he, the charity work he does and the things he makes for the regular Joe to be able to afford. Because I like him. I like him. I'm not
I
gonna
like him
apologize
too.
for that.
We don't always agree on everything as humans. We all have our own personalities, our own opinions, but there are things that we can all agree upon. And that's how I go through life, is knowing that you're not always going to agree with everything I say. I'm not going to always agree with what you say, but we find a common ground. We talk about our differences, and then we make them make sense for each other. And then we're like, huh, I never thought from that perspective. And that's what you've got to do, is see things from other people's perspective, because it's not everything from your perspective. There are billions of people on this planet, and everyone has a perspective. What
Yep.
is theirs? Make sure to, as a reader, I have to look at people's perspectives. So if you contact me and say, I want to know something about so and so, when was the last time you talked to that person? I need to grab their energy. I don't want to read from your side of it. I know your side of it. You're upset, you're pissed off, they did this, yada, yada, yada. But how did we get there? I need to know it from their side so I can put it together. Because if you are not telling me the truth and I grab it from their energy, I'm going to say, we failed to talk about the things that you did is the reason why we started acting this way. So you start to see how it comes together. The sky's the same way. Astrology's the same way. You have to see from every planet's perspective. That's why they all have their own signs. They all my chart's different from Elon's, my chart's different from Squirrel, as there are, I'm going to tell you, there are chart twins out there, people that are born on the same day at the same time.
Energy and I are
Yes.
not, we're born in opposite seasons, but
Hmm.
she and I are actually chart twins. We have
You
so
share a
much in
lot.
common.
You
Yeah,
share a lot.
we share
Now,
so much.
I do know, guys, for a little treat for you guys, because my Psychic Connections birthday is coming up. Prior to that, it was known as a different site, which I changed it to provide more psychic, not just dealing with tarot cards, because I can read tarot, but you, as you guys know, as a reader, I don't necessarily need tarot. So I wanted to branch out and make it bigger because I'm really good with mediumship and things of that nature. So my Psychic Connections birthday is on the 16th of next month. And Squirrel went ahead and grabbed some information on that. She did a little chart read on it. We're not going to go too in depth with it, but we're gonna touch base on it. Megan says, just jumped on to say hi and give y'all an update on why I've been gone. Met a woman at the end of August, and we've been dating since October. Moved in next month, plus working nights, but got to go back to days next week. Life has been looking good, and hope y'all have been good. We've been great, girl, and we've missed you. Thank you for stopping by. But if you want to get any reads, you guys will be able to catch us on 10 o'clock tomorrow with Squirrel. She's going to be diving deep on that. And then Thursday with myself at 10 p.m. So I'll dive deep for you as well. I'm so glad to see you and glad that you're doing well. And I'm going to call you Roy. It says, Roy, may I ask something of you guys? May I please hear a professional perspective on the 2nd of April 1991 chart, if that is that okay? Um, we would need a little bit more information than that. Just on that, it's just a day. We, if you're talking about a specific person, uh, are you talking
Yeah,
about
because we would
yourself?
need time, we would
Yeah, we,
need place, because
yeah,
time and place make a huge difference, because that is where we get our ascendant and all our houses.
yeah,
So, yeah. Yeah, Megan knew. She said you need the time and place as well. Yeah, because
yeah,
it's not just like I said, there are so many moving parts. It's not just the planets, it's not just the signs, it's also the houses and the degrees of each planet. Like if you remember earlier, I was saying that stellium with the Mercury and the Sun and Saturn are all conjunct. They're hand in hand. They are in bed together. Sun and Saturn are at 9 degrees, and Mercury is at 8. That makes a huge difference, and we get
absolutely.
that with the time.
So to give you guys a little bit of an example, we're using my Psychic Connection as its birthday is coming up next month as giving you guys a little idea. She's got the time and the date that it was born and the place, everything that she needs. So let's dive in. Squirrel, what do you got on this? I can't wait to hear what you're going to bring forth for everybody.
I would like to say that not just people have charts, everything does. And businesses definitely have charts. So if you're thinking of making a business, might be good to hook up with an astrologer to make that business exactly like you want it to be. So, did you obviously know my psychic connection is a Pisces sun? Okay? Pisces sun, Pisces Mercury. Neptune in Pisces and Venus in Pisces. So, my psychic connection is about dreaming. It's fulfilling a dream. It's about connecting. Pisces is often said to be the most psychic sign. Now,
How
every sign has its own
wonderful.
psychicness. Well, my psychic connection, and we got a freaking stellium in Pisces, thought process and the core of it. That is so cool. But I love the mutability of it because my psychic connection is always live. right? And it has to be able to adapt to changes, has to be able to adapt to the different questions. It has to be able to adapt to the different energies. You picked a really good time and day for this. Now, we don't want to chart with just Pisces energy, and I'm really condensing this down, y'all. We also
Mhm.
have dun, 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 Scorpio freaking ascendant. Okay. Scorpio, all about. Okay, there's three things for Scorpio: sex, death, and taxes. And death includes the occult, the other side, the metaphysical. So it's front face. What people see it as is exactly what it is. Exactly what it is. And it's kind of sexy too, I think. Right? So
Yeah.
you've got all that psychic energy, just boom, boom, boom. Then we have Sagittarius Mars and Sagittarius Saturn. Sagittarius doesn't work very well with Saturn, but in this case, I think it does because Saturn is all about rules and limitations. And you don't want my psychic connection being limited. You want those rules to be able to change quickly. Again, adaptability. Even that Mars, that ambition. That ambition is fun. It's forward thinking. It's global. It's exploration. You don't just confine it to one thing. That's such and then we've got another mutable sign, Jupiter and Mercury. As you were, what the hell? Jupiter and Virgo. Where? What? I'm going to bed. Um, and that all that mutability is that adaptability, that psychic ability. Psychicness is mutable. It has to be because you're channeling and you're receiving information and you have to be completely open to it. So you have all this mutability driving my psychic connection into a forward direction. You've got the moon in Cancer, the deepest emotional need, community and family. So my psychic connection is exactly what it needed to be. The only thing we're missing is some Capricorn or Taurus to ground it and we got to get some Capricorn and Taurus because you got to have money to fund the thing.
Well, that it does get. It does.
It
But
does.
it
It does.
also
That
comes with the family. The family that supports it is the family that provides it and helps it move forward.
and it's genuine. It's not. That is Cancer really truly cares about
I
the
liked
people that
this and saw this. Says, I wish people paid more attention to canine astrology. I would love to log my dog into a database.
that's yes, there is such thing. I know my cat's astrology. And man, if she ain't a finicky Libra with a Virgo moon, she is. And any astrologer would be like Libra. But yes, dogs, cats, rabbits, everything, buildings. And Royden says, wow, buildings can have a birth chart.
Oh, she was talking about this up here. So strangely keep seeing my birth time numbers lately. That's more numerology popping up there.
Ooh, that's cool.
That's
That's cool.
numerology. 9 times out of 10, that's spirit speaking to you, giving you opportunity to understand. Yeah, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get a rebirth.
But I find it fascinating that I think that when my psychic connection was born, I know you've always seen the chart in your head,
Mm-hmm.
but it's really cool how you were able to make it exactly what it needed to be. And that's where there are astrologers out there. I'm one of them that I love to help somebody bring in their birth chart for their business because you don't want a business that caters to children with the wrong, or anything. You don't
Caters to
want
children.
Pisces energy in an accounting or a tax business.
Or, having it all Scorpio as you're trying to deal with children.
Right. Scorpio would be great for a detective agency,
Oh, yeah.
something like that. What we do, I mean, Scorpio would be great. Scorpio is they love to obtain information. But yeah, knowing the chart of your business. All right. Welcome to the
Nice.
family, Royden. Thank you.
And Amanda says, seen 818 all the time now. And she put, oh my, laugh out loud. But Amanda, that's a good question for tomorrow night or Thursday night when I'm on. We can communicate about that and really dive deep on that. Probably more my deal since it has a lot
Please.
with numerology. I saw your face and was like, no, 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 I don't do the numerology.
Not the
So
numerologist.
I'll take care of that part. But yeah, definitely something to check out for sure. All right, guys. Megan said I had an ex chart full of Scorpio, and she was perfect. That is perfect.
They did
Perfect
not
for your
get
ex.
like
That
her.
lawyer energy for a Scorpio. I'm going to tell you right now, I was born into a family of women. 5 of them are Scorpios. 5 of
How
them.
did you
My
survive?
grandmother, my mom, her sisters, Scorpios. So my mom and her family are Scorpios. Mom and grandma are born on the same day.
Wow.
Same day, hours difference in time, just a few hours on what time they were brought in. But very crazy. But then my
I would
father
love to see
is a
their charts
Capricorn.
together.
My father is a Capricorn, and my grandfather, my dad's dad, was a Cancer, born the day before me, same time, just the day beforehand. And of course, many years prior.
That's a lot of your poor dad.
Yeah.
That energy, he was like mud. All that water. Mud.
Oh yeah, Amanda put wow and then wow again. Everybody says I do love my Aries tarot readings. Tarot readings. I don't do them by specific sign though.
I
It's not
haven't for a
something that I do.
while. I used to, but I haven't for quite a while because that's just a whole lot of work. And I'm a Leo, y'all. I'm lazy.
I'm more of a situation type person to know what you want to know rather than what you already know because that's just how I do readings.
Yeah.
People will ask for a general, and 9 times out of 10, someone has a question in mind. Maybe they're afraid to ask it, maybe they don't. There's a part of an embarrassment. Don't be embarrassed to ask your questions. We all ask questions. And how, when we don't know, we tell you, hey, I'm not going to tell you a story. I'm not Stephen King, but I'm going to say, hey, listen, I don't know. This is not being provided for me, but you may know who knows, and we will direct you to somebody we know has the skill to provide for you. That's
Yeah.
why we don't go by the word master here because we don't know everything. We're not God. We don't like that, but we will research things for you guys. We are not afraid. We love
We
research.
like that.
Exactly. We love research. We're always expanding our minds, our brains. We never shut down. We're always students. I always consider myself a student. That way we can always move forward and ahead. And Amanda put, my mom's Libra and my dad was a Virgo. Oh, Libra cusp.
It depends on what day he was born. He was either a Virgo or a Libra,
Yeah,
or
but
what time
still,
he was born on a certain day. Because their cusp is something made up in the 70s.
yeah,
Doesn't
but
exist. Yeah.
that to me is not a Libra Virgo mix. It's not a good couple. Sorry, that's just to me. From
Yeah.
my experience of knowing that chart, I would say they would had to have had some strong signs behind them to
But
help
being
balance it.
on the cusp, he may have actually been a Libra. So
Right.
that would have been a much better
Depending on the
mix
time
than
of the year.
Virgo to Libra. Yeah.
Because people think those dates are set in stone and they're not. They fluctuate.
Yep. Every year. Every
They
year.
fluctuate every year. Uh, Roy says it feels I feel it takes time to align with new readers who do a weekly Aries collective readings. It depends on the person, I guess. It really does. It really depends on the person. How deep do they go? Do they just skim the top? Do they dive deep? Because if they're diving deep, they're going to go into, when I do the horoscopes, I can't use tarot. I don't use tarot as a part of doing horoscopes. I look at, how is this sign affecting this sign? Where is it in the sky? How can we, how is it going to affect Capricorns? How is it going to affect an Aries? How is it going to affect, because each one of these signs are going to act completely different from one another.
Yeah. Yeah. Very much so.
Megan said, my parents are Aries and a week apart, and older brother is an Aries. My sister and I are Leos. Actually, that's not bad, but
Awesome.
the only thing I can say is it's a pissing contest. Who's got the bigger ego?
Or a lot of fun,
Yes, a lot
especially
of
with the
fire.
little Libra in the mix, man.
Mhm.
That Libra probably, oh my
Oh
gosh,
yeah, the poor
he
Libra.
riled y'all up.
The poor Libra. That's a lot. That's a lot. The younger brother in Libra. Well, it's the younger brother, so it learned all of, you guys do also need to remember this, and a lot of astrologers don't talk about this, is that the signs that you were raised by, let's say I have the Capricorn father and the Scorpio mother, I got traits from them as well. Even though that those aren't in my, may not be in my chart directly, I still, you were raised by them, so you're going to pick up some of their traits. See how that works?
The whole nature versus nurture thing. We
Mhm.
are going to be our nature, but we are also going to be a reflection of how we were raised and the experiences we've had and how our energies reacted to that.
Yeah.
Like,
Lexi
see,
says Aries energy is popping today. And Megan, my moon sign is Aries as well. Ooh, get it.
that had to, please tell me, Megan, I gotta know. That was either, I feel like it was a tight family. That,
It
all
had to
that
have been.
Aries and Leo, and then the little Libra in the mix, smoothing all the feathers. That had to be a tight family. Y'all probably fought and had loud fights, but when push came to shove, y'all had each other's backs. I got to know.
Roy says, have a great night. Have a great March, you two. Love and light. Blessed be. And thanks for being the real you. Absolutely. We will always be the real us. But
I would love to see you again, Royden.
absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, we have run out of time. I just realized we're already over the hour mark. We dive deep and we lose track of time. And guys, this was the season finale of this show, but it will be coming back in 6 weeks. So, guys, stay tuned for that one. But we still have plenty of shows coming out for you guys. Make sure you tune in tomorrow with Whispers from the Forest with Skwirl, and Thursday with Journey Ryan Live right here on My Psychic Connection. Guys, this has been so much fun. And Skwirl, this has been absolutely amazing. And I thank you so much for having so much fun with us tonight and being here and being a part of the show. And
Love it.
uh, it's so much fun. So much fun. All right, guys. From everyone here at My Psychic Connection, we say thank you so much. We will see you guys again. Skwirl will see you tomorrow, and I will see you on Thursday.